Hey everyone, this is our first podcast on the Great Venture. We are finally, after months, almost years of time spent, able to finally get something together where Dom and I can be consistent and have a weekly podcast. So here we go with our first one. Again, bear with us. These will be a little choppy at first as we go about, but once we kind of get a good idea of what we're going to, breathe about and say about, we'll have something, clean and crisp. All right, have a good one. Let's go. Dom and I wanted to start this all off and have a podcast back in January, and we just never could get anything to roll into the right direction. I would say is the PC way of saying that for both of us.
Lack of a true mission statement would be mildly accurate. Yeah, but you're being nice. I will definitely take a small batch of. I will take a slightly higher percentage of the fault in the fact that the first podcast was not and is not already a raging success.
Oh, good. Okay. So you'll take full payload of that.
Somewhere between 51% and 100% I will take.
So now that we kind of have more of a spine, the podcast here is going to be treated more as a spine to what the YouTube channel is going to be moving forward. We would like to get into a live format at some point with Mixer, just because I think we can have a live format do well, and we can have 15-minute segments where we can actually sit down and interact with folks, versus it just being a major standstill piece of media that you just watch and take it in and that's it.
Promise in that setting.
Yeah.
I look forward to having conversations with and because of other people. Definitely some promise with Mixer, but this is surely the place to start.
Yeah, so this is going to be where the standstill media takes place, because early on, this was specifically, Dustin will love this, this was specifically his channel, and he was the full operator of this channel. And since him and I have collaborated...
We've conquered him.
He'll love that terminology.
I bet he will.
So we got to the point where I got with Dustin and we said, hey, if we collaborated on this, I see what you're doing. Him and I have been been open about what he was doing with his YouTube stuff. I said, well, what if I came in, had some open dialogue, we had maybe the podcast like we had planned with earlier with Dom. Say we have a podcast there as our spine, and we have our normal content around. I like to do a lot of unboxings and review topics on top of whatever you want to do with your flight stuff. So what if since you've already kind of nestled into the YouTube community, what if we just expanded on that versus me going off creating Bilbo's journeys through time and doing a bunch of unboxings and podcasts and reviews on that? Let's go ahead and just do what you're doing here. And then that's when we kind of rebranded what used to be iFly TV into the Great Venture. It helps kind of utilize all of our specific interests and gives us all a voice at the same time, which is kind of cool. I like it. I like the idea of it, and we are now finally tracking with our podcast stuff.
Right. So
great.
Austin's content was sick. As a person who knows very little about flights in general and what goes into that end, I thought that was super cool. Even just the most basic parts of the flight were super interesting to me. So I thought the
whole process is interesting. Yeah.
The whole thing is sick.
I don't want to be in a plane. It's cool watching it from a computer.
So So we talked about this the one day, and I think it was you that said you're not going to catch me in one of those planes. But then I was Dustin's trying to keep himself alive too. So part of me is that would be such a sick experience to be.
But what a great practical joke it would be to crash a plane and kill your friends. Hey, gotcha. I don't want to be part of that joke. At the same time,
That'd be a special brand of gotcha. But I think I would ride with my guy Dustin. I definitely would not find that joke all that funny. I don't know. What?
It would hard to laugh afterwards. That's for sure. Because I'd be in pieces.
Yeah. Me and Dustin up there in God's kingdom just
laughing it up. Man, that was a good joke, my guy.
Yeah, having a good yuck.
So, I love Dustin's content. It definitely pulled in the eyes. It's a different, you don't really see younger folks in his demographic flying planes on YouTube. You do, but those are big content creators. You don't really see it from someone's just starting up. not established. So it's cool seeing like a not established YouTube channel with someone that's in that age bracket flying planes.
No doubt. And then, like you said, bringing multiple avenues of content together for a bigger deal than just topic X, Y, or Z. So like you said, you do the unboxings and reviews. Your drone stuff is super cool as well. So like it makes a lot of sense to bring those two brands of content together. And I definitely have ideas with my own addition to this thing, but as a person who is far from the point that you two are, it's definitely a cool ride to be a part of from my point of view. To be able to do this part of it, have the podcast discussions, and kind of learn from you guys. As you guys have more knowledge, I can learn the do's and don'ts of putting content out there. So I'm definitely excited for what my role can become, but like it's definitely admirable where you guys are at. Like you said, Dustin started it,
it's a partner. Yeah, it's a partnered YouTube channel now. Like it's kind of
cool. Nutty. Yeah, it's amazing. It's gonna be a great adventure. So.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, the thing that really brought me onto the whole podcast thing with you was just I felt like we had a pretty solid dialogue when we would stream and play games, and it was just like, why not further that in a one-on-one conversation piece where we go over topics about what we find is a hilarious, educational, newsworthy, and why not just kind of build on that as we move forward. Just because I have had so many times in stream or whatever where someone's like, you should do some sort of review or content speak over or podcast, because how your brain personally works is not normal. So I felt very inspired by that.
I definitely can.
I mean, I've always thought my friends were way funnier than I was, and I loved them. And so it just kind of works.
You're not. I mean, you ain't the funniest there ever was.
No, yeah, without a doubt. I feel like I fall into that Bill Hader type thing where Bill Hader claims he has hilarious friends, and he just happens to just operate amongst them. So that's the exact thing.
You're around so much funny that
I'm around so much crap out there. It's perfect. I'll just sample it.
So the thing about Twitch, Nothing Burger or Something Burger?
Oh, with them dropping a little bit in viewership?
Its first decline in hours watched in Q2 of 2019. So the first time that it's had a decline in hours watched.
Sounds okay.
Sounds okay, right? It's still a decline? Nothing Burger? I would agree, Nothing Burger.
I think you can only do so much to so many human beings at once. You kind of have to, I think you have to explore other regions of viewerships. I don't know how they are internationally. I imagine they have quite a decent audience in Asia and quite a decent audience in Europe, but how much are they pushing this platform out there? How much have internet access to be able to watch a platform like that too?
Right. No, that's fair. Definitely fair.
I think as we keep seeing the internet power speeds go up, I think we see viewerships across all platforms grow in time. There we go. But no, yeah, Twitch is in a spot where they can, like, people coming from Twitch to Mixer, I think they can command, like, this isn't, Twitch, so I'm going to look down on it just because it's a smaller presence. They go on, they see the stats, like you had mentioned with the 72% watch time spent on Twitch. 72%. 3% goes to Mixer. Facebook Gaming has 5 now. The YouTube and I can't remember off the top of my head what YouTube commands, like 18, 20%, somewhere on that range.
19.5 YouTube in Q2. So even like that's a huge difference between 1 and 2.
And then to go from 1 to 4, I mean, like we had talked about, you have all that accessibility because it's on a console. I don't know if the viewership, it's like streaming's there to stream off of. Viewership is, I don't see it there.
I wonder what this would be an interesting stat. I wonder what the percentage of streams with less than 3 eyes on Mixer.
They had numbers like that. They had some funky numbers.
I would be very interested in looking at that. Like,
because they had numbers like that for Twitch.
Eyes on Mixer, less than 3 eyes on Twitch. I wonder what their percentage of streamers that is. I think that would be pretty interesting.
Their top 100 number or top 500 number on the Twitch was crazy high. Like 20 or 30% of the base is eaten up by the top 100. But then again, it's a normal hierarchy thing. Like you have that with the one percenters. So it's just like
thought off the top of my head.
The 1% owns whatever percent of the world. Duh.
In this, yeah.
Really?
In the last quarter, Facebook passed Mixer from 4th to 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting as well. Like, I mean,
yeah. My thing with Facebook was always
have to be on Facebook throwing games out there. I wonder what.
Well, the trick with Facebook is going off of like making a fan page and then having a persona that way versus streaming off your personal account. If you stream off your personal account on Facebook, you're insane. Like I would never want family members knowing that I stream that much. I don't stream that much, but those people stream that much.
Yeah, I don't. Really
I would not want to advertise that.
Person would. Yeah, no, I hear it. I hear it. Yeah,
employees will go in and look.
Yep.
At your stuff, and employers.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I found it really weird that Facebook. I mean, it's still.
They're in a good space. They bought VR or holy VR. They didn't buy VR, but they have they have Oculus or something like that.
They birthed and own VR. Yeah, they created it.
That sounds right. I think
Mark Zuckerberg created virtual reality.
Yeah, I think that's like a well-known fact to everyone.
I knew it, and I was making sure you knew it.
I knew it. Now I know it, and I feel good about knowing it.
Yeah, good.
But no, yeah, nothing wrong with Mixer. I mean, everyone wants to get hyped up about the numbers tripling over the year. I mean, if I throw a $10 bill on top of someone's $250, I just made their wealth gain percentage-wise incredibly. But if you think about the hours watched, you think about all the farming that's going on, you think about how easy it is to.
But that's got to be everywhere. No?
Yeah, especially, well, you don't really, farming, I don't think so, just because, I mean, you have the viewership idea of farming, but you don't have the spark farming. But I think Microsoft is willing to kind of bite the bullet with the sparks if it leads to, growth. I mean, that's just how you would look at it in that management role position. I'll bite the bullet on some of this loss in hopes of the platform growth. I mean, they did that with the cloud.
What about YouTube and Twitch? They don't have a viewership incentive type.
No, not really. They have bits.
Then they're silly for that. That's dumb.
No, well, their viewership incentive is you'll get ads rolled onto your stream.
No, I'm saying for person X to have their app open, which is at the end of the day, that's what Microsoft does with Mixer.
There's valuation on the viewership, yeah.
To have your app open, you're incentivized. There's nothing within Twitch and YouTube that does that.
Where you gain anything off of it? No, just subscribing.
And Mixer has a one-up on them in that regard specifically. That's a smart thing to do. Like, give the person, whether it be for farming or for something.
I mean, naturally, you want people to watch. I think it's just more of an incentive to get viewership. I wouldn't see it as like a one-up. I think they're just incentivizing more people to watch, as they should be. They're trying to grow a platform. Rebuttal that. So
esports and brands make up 24.2% of hours watched in the top 200 channels. The other 75.8% is streamers, just straight content creators.
Yeah, straight individuals.
Yeah, I find that that's pretty cool stat. Yeah, it definitely makes you feel like certain aspects of whatever the heck.
That's why the YouTube thing's sweet. I mean, the biggest streamer on YouTube is an individual.
Right.
And that individual gets more watch time than some certain platforms. So that's phenomenal.
It's pretty insane. One more just crazy stat. The total hours watched across all 4 of these platforms was 3.77 billion hours.
Oh yeah.
Order 2.
I wish I would have done this.
Taken over TV, right? Like, I mean,
I wish before we had this conversation, I could have gone in and researched some TV viewership time, because it's great to know that's a lot of people. So a lot of eyes, a lot of watch time. It's gonna be interesting watching the advertisers kind of flock away. I mean, they already are, but flocking away from the typical television to all these different streaming platforms.
Definitely interesting to watch this whole thing grow. I mean, the next decade's gonna be insane. Yeah, it's all.
I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah, all four of these platforms are gonna morph into something so.
I mean,
don't
look
know.
what happened from 10 to 19. Look at like
Right?
that.
No, like it's freaking wild. It's freaking wild.
I remember Twitch just coming out on Xbox, like a 2011, 2010.
Oh.
I remember that. I tried streaming off of it. My internet sucked, so that sucked. Now the internet doesn't suck in my area that I live. It's awesome. It's sweet.
Right.
Like I'm on the platform. So I just, as if we keep moving forward, everything's going online for sure. I don't see cable or anything making a comeback. Cable is dead. Cable will die.
Yeah, so like we have all these streaming platforms, right? Hulu, Netflix,
Yep. What do I have to gain by having
Amazon
cable?
has a streaming platform.
YouTube
They're gonna
TV.
have YouTube TV, yeah, like so all these streaming platforms, you'd have to imagine they end up with here hypothetical.
DirecTV Now.
Why doesn't yeah exactly why doesn't Hulu or Netflix acquire Twitch?
Amazon has it.
Is Twitch bigger than? Okay, well, yeah, Amazon Twitch. There you go.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, big boys.
Hey, big brain Chris. So why doesn't Amazon? They do, right, to an extent, but why doesn't like your Amazon Prime? Why doesn't that have? Or does it? Does it have easy access to just flip right over to?
Oh boy, yeah.
Content
And if you have a Prime, you get a free. It'd be like if I had Office.
Free sub. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, I know that. But like, so if I'm on Prime, like if I'm scrolling through, I'm looking at the most popular movies, most popular TV shows. Like, there should be a tab right there, or is there that?
Yeah.
Straight to content creator. I can go watch Shroud right now.
Not through their Amazon video service.
It should morph into that, right?
But you see a bunch of banners on their website where Twitch is all around plugging it in.
Sure. Okay, they're advertising Twitch,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's a blend there that is almost obvious. No,
I think it's a lot more obvious than it is with Microsoft. Microsoft, I mean,
does Microsoft have a streaming service?
Yeah.
They're just behind. They
Mixer.
do what? No, like a TV, like TV movies.
Xbox Live.
Okay. Yeah, they're behind. They're just behind it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You sit down and just think about it. You're like,
Yeah, definitely. Just like,
Oh,
well, like Amazon Prime's pretty big, right? And it's only going to get bigger with
Amazon is the biggest company in the world.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like their platform to give you TV and movie.
Yeah, it's coming up. It doesn't have the same demand as something like YouTube TV kind of does, or DirecTV Now, even though those aren't really established. I don't think really any streaming service outside of Netflix is established.
Yeah,
I mean,
have a
Hulu's there.
Hulu and
Hulu's
it's
kind of there.
I have a Hulu and it's kind of junk.
Yeah, Hulu's
they
kind of.
just- But now Hulu has live sports. I did free promo for him. You see Damian Lillard. Okay,
Throwing that
Hulu
cash?
has live sports. I'm just saying Hulu.
But so does YouTube TV, and it's phenomenal.
I'm just saying though, like that.
Well,
type
yeah, a lot of the
stuff,
streaming services are getting live sports now because the internet bandwidth
growing.
is. Yeah.
They're growing into some.
They can
cool
handle that live feed without it looking like shit, so people will watch it now.
But so main premise of my point there was Amazon should be
Amazon's in a
molding
great
Twitch.
position.
Yeah, no doubt. But they should. Why aren't they pushing Twitch right in there? Like I feel like there's a lot of people who.
Sample their service a little more. I think you'll see it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Will do.
Will do. How does streaming and the gaming industry work with one another? Like, are we going to keep seeing? Because I just feel like the streaming industry will keep games' lifespans alive that we haven't seen before. Because generally, DLC has been the thing that keeps games alive.
Right.
But now streaming is the new avenue of pushing content from these content creators.
I think game lifetime has to grow, right? It's just to what extent, and then how does Studio X, Y, or Z, how do they keep that heartbeat going, right? Like, in what way do they do it? But I would definitely think that streaming is going to make these games live a lot. I think it's free advertisement, right? In a way, like each one of these games are getting free advertisement by person X, Y, or Z playing them.
Yep.
Make
a good game and it'll last. Don't make a good game and it'll die.
It will last, right? Because like you're playing Destiny 2, right? You just played Destiny 2. You just got off stream playing Destiny 2.
Yep.
We talked about it a couple days ago. Destiny 2. I mean,
it was bland. It was all right. Fine. Now that Activision's out, that's why I'm coming back because I'm interested.
Right. There's reasons.
Gone. Sweet.
There's reasons too, but like, I don't know the exact numbers by any stretch, but like that's a game that kind of fizzled. But here's people re-migrating back to it. So like, and I think a lot of that has to do with.
Well, will we ever see strong multiplayers again, or are we just gonna keep seeing BRs? Something that's geared more towards like a streamer suspense thing.
There definitely is game types that are pro and anti. I would definitely agree with you. I think so. BRs are sick, right? Like there's no getting around that. But like there is a portion of BRs that aren't the greatest content. But because like in between, I mean, there's a good percentage of streamers that are wildly aggro and they're pushing, and you have pretty much constant content.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there's a good percentage of people who in the BR realm are playing for victory royale or winner chicken dinner or whatever.
Well, and then there's just normal streamers that are just super
they feel like, hey, I was good at this game, I should show some people that I'm good at this game, right?
Well, there's super uppity-dupty giveaways, those streamers.
Right. So the good and bad thing, like I feel like there's some slow areas in BR, but it also gives you room to push yourself.
I just want to see I want to see team-on-team multiplayers come back. I'm waiting for Halo. I'm waiting for this new COD. I'm waiting.
Gears just dropped, right?
Right.
Days ago.
Loved. It seems like popularly loved. There was issues because it's a technical beta.
Gears
wait times in lobbies.
Right? So it's a little bit of nostalgia, but like, so that goes back to your point at the beginning: is how long can streaming enhance that lifetime? How much longer? Because multiplayer is an awesome format, but like it definitely wears on the viewer for sure, right? Like you can watch so many matches and be like, I have a relative idea of what's going to go on here. Other than like truly appreciating greatness, like the people who are, winning in spectacular fashion, like there's a certain brand of multiplayer that's like I don't really need to watch that anymore. That's the awesome thing about BR is every individual match, while there's similarities, it's its own match.
Yeah.
In a
you can get killed by a guy in a shed. You can kill 20 people. You can get run over by a car.
All great. All good content.
Yeah.
I think BRs provide a little bit better content than a multiplayer would. That's why the multiplayer needs to grow, though, from
what it has been to what it should be now. That's fair.
I don't know what it's going to be and what some of these games are going to do, but
that's why the CS:GOs kind of had their rise with the streaming world, just because of those the CS:GO matches. These kind of that just style of gameplay. It's slower, but a lot more. It rewards people that can shoot. So I think it gives that time to appreciate. Okay, that was a good game. Right. There's a lot of time spent in this single game, just like on a BR. Different things did happen. I think you just kind of have to elongate matches to give that kind of like that. This doesn't feel so repetitive versus crapping out these short 3-4 minute demolition games or domination games or team deathmatch.
I don't know. I look forward to Halo majorly. I think we've talked about that plenty just in regular day discussion. I mean, Halo, like I said, that's where I came from. I love Halo. I definitely look forward to the multiplayer rebirth there. And
I almost feel like it's Microsoft's duty to promote that on Mixer. Be super heavy on streaming those two games. Yeah,
definitely good point.
3 games: Gears 5, Halo 6, and what's another Microsoft game that's coming out? I'm getting all buzzed and jazzed about. Anyway, just those 2 games. Fine. Screw the other games. Gears and Halo should be pushed very hard on Mixer. You've got to go. We've got to be somewhere within 100 miles of Area 51 whenever September 20th hits.
I'll be in Ohio.
Ohio?
I will be in Northeast Ohio, perhaps Central Ohio on September.
Be kind of close. I mean, it's a life-changing event. It's like literally a festival.
I have the Area 51 right here. The whole raid. I got it right here.
It's gonna be a festival.
You know,
of possibly people that people that might die, but I mean, so it's like being able to attend D-Day but knowing you won't die.
I can't fathom the level of stupidity you have to have inside of your head to be able to do that thing. Like, those people are gonna get slaughtered. Like, with all due respect, like, if you go past a certain point, that's game over for you. It's not a video game at that point, right? Like, you're invading a government military base, and
my thought is, what are humans capable of? Are they seriously, like, would they push like the possibility of death to attend a Facebook event? 2, what's the government willing to relax on? What do you do to 5,000 people? Let's just say 1,000 people cross the line, U.S. citizens. Blow them up? Tear gas?
I think it's got to be tear gas and/or like some sort of stunning.
Yeah, they have those stunning machines for like crowds and stuff.
Yeah, maybe rubber bullets. Those are pretty intense, though.
Yeah, but like at the same, like, whatever. I mean, could you get mad if they blew up? I couldn't get mad. Like, who?
You can't let it be okay to invade a military base.
Just because it's funny on social media.
Or from the outside of your own country. You cannot let your military bases be invaded without a strong batch of force. Like,
5,000 people.
I want to see some of their gadgets.
Yeah.
Like what the government should do here is show off the gadgets that we got that we don't know about, and let it be known. Let it be known without letting it be known that, hey, we got some guys down here that we learned from, right? Like,
yeah, we got freaking home skillet predator,
and we now know how to use his weaponry. So, like, here's a sample.
5,000 people, just tear gas them. 100,000 people. I want to see a Moab.
Can you imagine a million people? It's over 1 million people.
It's 3. It's Trace.
3. Insanity. These people are insane.
There's people from Norway signing up.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that was on the news there.
Yeah.
So, like, what percentage of those people are just clicking it to be like, oh yeah, I said I
think just about everyone. I would say 1% would maybe show up.
Can't wait to see what really goes down.
Yeah, September 20th will be badass.
What is it? It's July. I mean, I know people are anxious, but I'm just anxious to see, like.
I'm at this point. I'm looking at it as a festival. A bunch of people are going to hang out around, like, in one of the cities surrounding Area 51,
and a small batch of dumb people will try to.
Yeah, I would say 20 people.
You get a little.
Over. If there's 20 people, if there's 40 people, I don't know if anyone in the comments wants to give out like what I would do if there's 40 people that show up. Shoot me that. I would love that in the thread, just to know what I need to do if 40 people or more show up and die.
I don't think I'm ever going to be the guy who talks to the podcast and says, hey, person in the chat thread, riddle me this, give me that, tell me this.
I want some weird dialogue about what's going to happen. Give me some stories.
That's you. Yeah. I don't need like, I'm just saying. Maybe next episode you see me doing that and you're like, what? Flashback.
Yeah,
no,
we'll see.
The Area 51 thing is hilarious. I look forward to it. You're not going to catch me anywhere near that. I think you're probably right. It is going to turn into a big party. It's Roswell. Roswell, right? Is the city?
No, Roswell's down in New Mexico. That's where the aliens crashed and they like drug them up to Area 51 up in Nevada.
Are you sure that Area 51 is in Nevada?
Could be in Arizona. I don't know. There's a lot of illegal aliens that go through Arizona. Who's to say a couple illegal aliens from space aren't doing the same thing?
Dude, I think it's New Mexico.
Dude, Area 51 is not New Mexico. I lived in that shit state.
Is
Just type in Area 51 location. Why am I doing this? Wow, Lincoln County, Nevada. Burp. The end.
how close is that to Area 51 though? I mean Roswell.
Nowhere close.
It's gotta be.
No, Roswell's just some alien town out in New Mexico, full of.
Right. Which is
St.
border.
George is the closest town. St. George is what I would be interested in being.
How close is Roswell?
Roswell
Gonna
to
have to know.
St. George.
No.
Nevada.
Okay, yeah.
We're looking at a nice, short 11-hour drive. That's
No shit.
725 miles.
Wow. I mean, I would have bet a lot. That they.
I would have took your freaking summer home away from you. Yeah, it's not too far from Vegas. I mean, it's probably what,
Now you'll have to stay in the guest house.
2-3 hours from Vegas.
It's 2 to 3 hours from Vegas. Man, Vegas is probably gonna get a cool over.
Ton. It's probably
Yeah.
some like crazy like entrepreneur out in Vegas starting all this crap up so he can get some crazy traffic in Vegas on September 20th.
Wouldn't doubt it.
It's probably just some promoter. It's probably Drake's promoter.
Some DJ. So here's the thing about Area 51.
Yeah, keep going.
It's a fenced-in military base. Yes.
I would say there's a fence there.
Perhaps a wall.
Be so bold to brick one.
I mean, how are we getting inside, right? I'm not how are we, dear FBI agent watching this, making sure we're not putting out Area 51 propaganda.
Yeah.
How are those people getting inside? What's the
If I say I'm planning on scaling a wall.
I saw a Naruto run video. People are saying, "Oh, just
Those are quick people generally.
yeah." But like, what about reality? How are you getting in?
Well, so
And
you're
then-
Naruto running.
You've gotten over the fence by some grace of God. You've gotten over the fence.
Okay, God's there helping you out.
Are you
Go ahead.
knocking on the door? God is there. Are you knocking on the door? Are you ringing a doorbell?
Is there a door to even be like looked at?
It could
Is this not
be-
just underground?
Exactly. It is underground. That's like documented
Yeah.
that it's underground. I don't envy your job from here to print.
Well, print will be nice. Clips will be fun. This will be hell. So
Yep. Mhm.
we'll go through it.
I'm just talent, dude. I'm just out here bringing a beard to the podcast. If not for me, we would have no beards on the podcast.
Or people that just were bad at basketball either. So we're good.
I think we could probably do a live stream and or podcast that would prove that theory wrong, but that's fine.
I would like to do that in Seattle,
Lay me down.
September 1st.
Yeah, no. Sick first podcast. Probably the greatest first podcast of all time.
I mean, if you go back and look at Rogan's podcast, it looked like he shot it out of his garage. So I mean, we are already like leaps and bounds better than. Yeah, exactly. I don't know who that is really. I've heard of the name. Popped
I'm
up
not here
a
for
couple
that
times.
free promo, dog.
Yeah,
No
true.
free promo on my podcast.
Anyone named Joe's a bitch. Let that sink in.
No doubt.
Yeah. Anyways, that was fun. Love you.
Love you. Peace. Bye.
Bye.